So thank you everyone for joining in. My name is Siddharth. And then most of you are either, I'm part of your WhatsApp group or you're part of mine. But then I've been doing, trading and technical, analyzing and technical analysis for a long time now. Been there in the market from for past 10 years and maybe more than that. Uh, So we'll straight away jump onto the topic for today, relative strength index (RSI). I'm sure, I'm 100% sure that whosoever uh, has learned about technical analysis is by far or aware about RSI as well. That's one of the most the primary indicator which normally people start using it. When I started my technical analysis, RSI was the first indicator I was made aware of, and started using it. But yeah, so I'm sure that most of you are already aware of about RSI. Um, Today we are going to learn, you know, uh, probably what you can say is a way to use RSI in a better way. I'm not saying that could be the only way, but yeah, in a better way. And we'll talk about different ways to use RSIs. We'll straight up first. Uh, I'll just give you a brief about normally how people use RSI. I'll not spend a lot of time on that because most of you are already aware, and there's so much material which is already available on YouTube and Google, which you can refer to. Apart from that, there would be 4 or 5 different ways we can look into how we can use RSI as a armor in our tool. Obviously, you can use it with your own trading. What do you say, strategy. I'm sure you must have all been using technical analysis and technical tools for a long time now. You can add it with your existing you know uh, strategy as well. And you can use it as a standalone from what we learned today. Yeah. All right. So this PPT is over for now. I'll straight away jump onto the chart. Uh, I keep on posting ideas on TradingView as well. I would be using TradingView charting platform to uh, show you different ways of using RSI. But you can follow me on TradingView as well. I keep on posting the ideas there. Um, it's actually a brilliant platform. If you're not aware, create an account and start using it. It's really wonderful charting platform, which is free. Yeah. All right, guys. So there's a chart, a candlestick chart. I'll just use RSI. I'll add RSI, and then we'll start talking about it from there onwards. All right. So RSI. So we'll just give you a brief about how normally people use RSI. Basically, when you add RSI, it looks like this, and normally, when we start using RSI, it is mostly we look for oversold and overbought areas. Whenever the RSI crosses above 70, so this is the zone 70 and 30. The one which is highlighted in this violet color. Yeah, or purple color, as you may see. So if RSI indicator is moving up and crossing 70, people normally say that it's a overbought market, and then a stock may fall from there. And similarly, if the RSI goes below 30, it normally predicts, gives information that market is oversold, and from there you may see the bounce as well. Yeah, so that's how most people use it. This Some people use it for exiting their existing positions, like somebody who is already long in this stock. He may use these oversold zones as an exit signal. Some people who are who are kind of aggressive as well. They start creating new positions based on this as well, wherein they short it once the RSI starts to go below 70 zone, or they buy it once the RSI starts to go above 30 zone. So that's how normally people use it when we start using this particular indicator. There could be different ways of using RSI. We'll just talk about a few of them. Harsh, if you can uh, switch off your camera, that would be great. All right, so and then this is the normal way, and I'll not uh, discuss more on this because that's a lot of material which is already available on YouTube. You can refer to it. Yeah. Um, I'll straight away jump onto the second bit, which is divergence. Again, RSI. A lot of people use RSI uh, and then try to identify the divergence. What is divergence? Divergence is basically, when your price and your indicator, or RSI in this case, uh, are not behaving in tandem, or not behaving in a similar way. So basically what happens is, in a normal circumstances, when the RSI, when the price goes up, your RSI will go up. When the price comes down, your RSI comes down. If the price is creating, low, RSI also creates a low. If a price is creating a higher low, RSI also creates a higher low. So this is a normal behavior of RSI, and I'm sure and this is how most of the any of the uh, indicators, oscillator indicators, they work like this. Yeah. They behave in a similar manner as the price itself. Yeah. But then when there is a difference, there's a difference in their behavior of price action and RSI. People call it as a divergence. Okay. I will talk about few example. I'll also not dwell about upon this topic a lot, because again, a lot of material and a lot of things are available on YouTube as such. But then, just for everyone's reference, people who are new to technical analysis and recently made aware about RSI as well, they can just work it out. Yeah. So basically, if you see here on this chart of Gale, okay, now the price has created a high. Okay. RSI also created a high. Okay. uh, Price came down, RSI came down. Now price has created a new high here. But if you see the RSI, it did not create a new high. It created a lower high. So basically, it created a lower high, and then price is creating a higher high. So that's what divergence is, when the behavior, uh, the price and the your oscillator or the indicator, which in this case is RSI, you know uh, is not behaving in sync. Okay. They are acting differently, so this is called RSI. Sorry, this is called divergence. Yeah. In a similar way, if you see here, price has created a similar low. A price is creating a similar low. um, it went up, came down, went up again, came down. It created these three lows at the similar price action. Okay. But then if you see here, in terms of RSI, they were creating higher lows. So on this case, it created a low around 24. In this particular case, it created a low of around 35, and in this particular area, it created a low of around 40, 45. Yeah. So no audio, so I guess most of the people are able to hear me. So probably some issues at your end. What is the best time frame to check for divergence? I'll come to that. It's time frame is any time frame, to be honest. In whatever time scales you are trading in. So suppose if you're an intraday trader, you are using a 5 minute or a 15-minute chart, you can use divergence during that time frame. If you are more of a positional guy, you can use so honestly, this, and this is an interesting question because I hear this a lot, and a lot of people talk about this. There's a nifty strategy, there's a bank nifty strategy, this is that strategy, that strategy. But the problem is, when you're talking about a technical analysis, it should work in a similar way in all time frame and for all asset class. Okay. uh, all asset class, all, whether it is crypto, whether it is gold, whether it is crude, nifty, bank nifty, your technical analysis, whatever strategy is in place, should work for all the time frames and should work for all the, what do you say, um, all the asset class. Okay. So unless you're talking about something related to options, or something related to open interest, and strategies of shorting and hedging, put and call and all that stuff, then yes, there could be difference in strategy of bank nifty and nifty and other stuff. But then most of the time, technical analysis as such, it should be similar for all asset class. That's what my feeling is. And then again, a time frame depends upon whether you are an intraday trader, whether you are a swing trader who holds a position for 5, 6, 10 days, or you are a more of a positional trader, or you are an investor as such. So basically, if you are a intraday trader, you normally use 5 minute chart or a 10 minute chart or 15 minute chart. For a person who is taking swing trades, he will use an hourly chart. Okay. And people who are more of a positional trader, they will use a daily chart. And then those who are investing in the market for a very long period of time, they will use a weekly chart. And whether you're putting a RSI on 5 minute chart or 15 minute chart or a daily chart, the behavior should be the same. Okay, the behavior should be the same, and it is the same. So that's how it is. So it doesn't depend upon the time frame as such. Yeah. All right, guys. So basically, like I said, the price is creating similar lows. RSI is creating higher lows, and this is when we call it as a some kind of divergence. The behavior of price action and the momentum indicator is not the same. Yeah, is not the same, and it is out of sync. So basically, this is when we call it a divergence. Yeah. Uh, I request everyone to be on mute. All right. Now. Uh, I did a YouTube video long time back, on my thoughts about around divergence. Basically, what I mean to say here is, uh, whenever you're seeing a divergence, okay, it does not mean that you should go long or short on the particular trade. Okay, price action is the primary. Okay, price action is the most important thing. Okay, uh, RSI as such is a lagging indicator. Okay, RSI as such is a lagging indicator. So we have to look into the price action, that is more important. The candlestick, that is more important. RSI is a supporting tool. Okay, of whatever is happening on the chart, it will support your theories or theorems, accordingly. Yeah. Now, whenever you're seeing a divergence as such, okay. Now here, if you see a divergence there, it doesn't mean that you should go long then and there, because the price action is still sideways. Okay. So whenever you are seeing a divergence, uh, it is good to be alert that something may happen on the stock. Okay, but taking a position on the stock should depend upon the price action or support on resistance as such. Okay, so I'll just give you a small example here. So in this case, although the price was creating similar lows, RSI was creating higher lows. There was a clear cut divergence here. You know, where you should buy or take a trade is when you see a breakout, okay, of the when you see a breakout from the price action perspective. Yeah. So yes, after this breakout happened, yes, it was a good uh, it made sense to go long on this trade. Yeah. The reason I'm saying this is if you see this price chart here, okay, although there is a divergence, okay, there is a very, very clear divergence. um, Sorry, wherein price is creating a higher high, and RSI is creating a lower high. there is a clear cut divergence, but that does not mean you should go short, because the price action, at least, if you're looking at this chart, you should wait for this particular breakdown to happen. Now again, you should wait for at least this particular breakdown to happen, and then you can say yes, there's some logic to take the trade. So because I have seen, and this you will realize going forward as well, when you start using RSI, if you're not used already, that uh, all these things, divergence itself is, doesn't indicate, or give you any indication to go long or short. It's as simple as that. You have to watch for price action. If there is a breakout of support, resistance of, or if there is a breakout of, support, breakdown of support, then yes, there is a case for you to, take the trade. Otherwise not. Okay, so divergence just gives you an alert that something may happen going forward, but it does not mean that that this will be a good buy or a good short or good long, whatever will be the case. Yeah. All right. So this is a small bit on RSI. There is a YouTube video which is there on, which I have only done, so you can get more information from there as well. Apart from that, there is so much material available on YouTube, around divergence. You can refer that as well, just to get more knowledge around divergence. But my point here is, ensure that price action is the most important thing. Unless you are seeing something on the price itself, divergence does not mean anything. Okay, divergence does not mean anything unless you're seeing something on the chart, or there's some kind of breakout or breakdown on the chart. Yeah, I'll come to that, Sarath. I'll give you all the details later. Yeah. All right. uh, Now, I'm sure a lot of people used RSI in the past, or have been using it now, and uh, what is the challenge with how most of the people use RSI is, there's too much noise. Okay, too much whipsaws, and too much signals when it comes to RSI. Okay, there are too many signals. Okay, if somebody is saying that you should go short below this 70 level, you know again, this is one signal, this is another signal, too many signals which are in place. Okay, in this method, in this way of using RSI, and that is why a lot of people, after maybe some time, they go away with RSI, because either they got some losses, or they're not feeling that confident. Too many signals, too many whipsaws, and that is one of the reasons why people keep on searching for other indicators which can give you a better results. So that is some of the challenges for RSI. Again, it's a lagging indicator. That again is a challenge. It's just a supporting tool. Price action is the most important thing here. Yeah. Uh, all right. So I think that is it about divergence. If you have any questions, you can put it on the group. Otherwise, I'll straight away come to the next topic. You know, and some of the strategies which people use, with the RSI. Uh, and sure, I am sure you must be aware of those strategies as well, where people use it for multiple time frames. Like if a stock uh, uh, is bullish, or it's bullish in the weekly time frame, and a daily time frame, and an hourly time frame, then you take the trade based on the RSI. uh, so that is one way I have seen using people. I've seen people using RSI. Sorry, if everyone can go, I'll do it for myself. Okay. Some people start, use RSI, wherein they change the setting to, 5 or 10, and then whenever the stock, uh, from below it goes up, they buy the stock below 30 or below 20 zones as well. So you can change the setting to 80 and 20. Uh, you can, and then I've seen this, so I'm just telling you. So the way they use is, if the RSI is RSI 5 is about 80. Once it comes back below 80, they short the trade. Once it is below 20, once it and it goes back again, above 20, they buy it. That's yet another way to use RSI, wherein this is how it is used. So uh, these are some of the ways people have used RSI, and have been using RSI like this. Yeah. Now, the way you know you can use RSI going forward. Okay, I'm not saying that that should be the only way, or that's the correct way, or that's a holy grail of any kind. Okay, none of the technical strategies or technical analysis is a holy grail as such. Okay, they all have their own ups and downs and flaws. Um, and then you can't treat it as something which is like a holy grail or ultimate thing in trading. There's nothing like that. um, every market, every situation demands for a different thing. Yeah, there are around 45, 50 odd indicators, and these days there are more. Okay, if you just do a permutation combination of all these indicators, 40 odd indicators, it will come around, you can create somewhere around 10,000 strategies, or maybe more than that, by using all these indicators. Moving average itself, from you can use it from 5-day moving average to 200-day or to 300-day or 700 days as well. And again, you can create you know probably a lakh or more than a lakh different kind of strategies. Okay, so it's not that anything in technical analysis is is a holy grail, or the best of it. But the way you can use RSI going forward, maybe you can add it in your own strategy or your own armor, and you can start using RSI the way we'll be looking into it today. Yeah. So till now, what we have discussed is, I think you can, if you have not understood something, you can ask me any questions as well. But there's a lot of material which is already there on YouTube. You can refer to. Yeah. All right. So now, the way you can use RSI going forward is, I'll just change few settings in that. So basically, instead of normal, 14 days period, start using it by 200 days. Okay, you can play around it with it. You can change it to maybe 144, which is a Fibonacci number, or 89 or 55. You can start playing around it. But I'll just give you a basic concept of it. So I've changed it basically to 200-day moving average, sorry, 200-day period. And I'll make this setting as upper band as 51, and lower band as 49. Okay. Now, when you do that, okay, basically by doing this, you will get to know the trend of the stock. Okay. Whether the stock is bullish and bearish, and then we'll talk more on that, how we can find out support and resistance, and how we can find out the entry as well, how we can use few more things in this. But basically, when you're using RSI, a 200-day moving average, 200-day RSI, or you can change it to you can play around the way way it fits you, maybe 89, maybe 144, maybe 55. Try to use Fibonacci numbers or a 200-day. uh, I do like Fibonacci numbers a lot, so you can use it like that. But then what it does is, it cancels the noise. Okay, which normally, what you get it on a 14-day period, you get a lot of noise. Okay, and when you start using a 200-day RSI, it cancels away all the noise, and it gives you a clear trend as to what the stock is doing. And apart from that, you can apply your own strategies when you know that stock is basically in a bearish territory or bullish as such. Okay, so when the stock is in bearish zone, when the RSI is trading below 49, 200 period RSI is trading below 49, you very well know that it's a bearish zone the RSI is trading in. And now the strategies you can place, you can have is shorting on some kind of resistance, and then when the RSI goes above um, 51, then your strategy should be to buy on dips. Okay, so basically it gives you some clear indication that what the market trend is or what the stock trend is. And again, you can use it in 5-minute chart, or 15-minute period for intraday. You can use it for intraday as well. uh, uh, if you're a swing trader, you can, if you're trading on an hourly chart, uh, you can do the same. Okay, and if you are a more of a positional trader, you can use it in weekly chart as well. Yeah. Okay, so this is something which I put it on you trading views. I'll just remove all these drawings. Okay, so if you see Nifty here, okay, Nifty, for most of its time, it has been in a clear uptrend. Okay, uh, and then basically it just shows and it gives you the confidence that yes, market is trending up. Whenever it goes between the RSI goes between 45 and 49 and 51, it basically indicates the market is in range. Okay, and it's true for all the time frames. Okay, it is true for all the time frames. Basically, when you see RSI between 49 and 51, it basically tells you the market is in range during that period. And if it breaks down, you can apply your own strategies to short it. Some people use Bollinger Bands, Kelter channel. You can use any other tools what you already have in your armor. Okay, this is just a supporting tool, like I said earlier as well. So it will help you in negating the voice, in understanding the trend of the market. And of course we'll start, once you understand this, we'll discuss about few more applications of RSI, and how we can use it. So basically, by doing this, you can it gives you a clear cut trend. Okay, whether the market is an uptrend or in a downtrend. And again, like I said, you can use it in any time frame. Okay, and for any stock index or okay, what is this? Okay, this is something which I place. Basically, it gives you, and then like I said, you can use it on crypto, you can use it in gold, crude, anything. Okay, so indicator as such is common for all. The way it can be used is also common. So basically, the market came up. Was in a trend, came down, again moved up. Once it broke down the RSI, which really Nifty and Magnifi does, it had a decent fall, and then once it again moved past in the bullish zone, it started to trend up, and it is currently in the uptrend. So basically, from a longer term perspective, it is in a uptrend. You can play around with RSI like this. You can change it to 89-day period, um, or you can use 55, or you can use 21. You know, any time frame as such. Obviously, the lower the time frame, more signals it will give, more noise it will create. And that's why I personally don't use it on a 14-day period or a lower time frame. But then again, it's your choice the way you are trading. If you're using it at 21 period, as well, it gives you the same indication. If it is trading above 50, 51, you can remain bullish until the stock or the index or any of the commodities, or any of the asset class which you're using, is the RSI is trading above 51 or 49 zones. Yeah. um, so this is one of the ways you can start using RSI. um, More the longer the period, less noise it will create. It will give you a clear cut picture as well. But people who are into scalping or short term trading, they can lower the time frame, um, to 21. Don't come down to 14 or 5 or 1 or something like that. At least it should be 21, and then more is fine. Yeah. uh, but start playing around this. Maybe you will find your own time frame to use. Again, it doesn't depend upon the time frame as such. You can use it in a similar way, in a 5-minute chart, in a 3-minute chart, in a 1-minute chart. Somebody who is a scalper, suppose, I'm just giving you a hint. If you're a scalper, if you're just looking for a trading Bank Nifty for maybe 50 odd points or 100 odd points, you can use it uh, in a very short time frame. uh, so that is one of the ways you can use RSI as such. Yeah. uh, okay, any questions, you can put it on this chat. I can happy to answer, and then we'll come to the next bit. um, Now, once we have understood that we'll be using 200 day. It's just that I use it, so you can do the same. uh, but then you can play around with the time frame of your choice. Yeah. Now, the second very very important aspect of RSI, if you're using it in this way, is a lot of time there is a confusion, like there is an existing trend. Stock is already doing well, and you want to enter that particular stock, and where to enter. Yeah, there's always that confusion, where should I enter that stock. uh, Now RSI can help you with that as well. Yeah, RSI can help you with that as well. uh, if I Okay, let me show you a simple example. Then now, like suppose example, this Nifty is already in uptrend, because RSI is trading above 200 zones. Sorry, 51 zones. 200 day RSI is trading above 51 zones. You are already that it's in uptrend. Okay, where to enter it? Obviously it is already currently at overbought, or you can say it's trending high, near resistance, but you want to enter Nifty. I'm using a daily chart, but again, it's same goes, it's same for all the time frames. Okay, it's just that in lower time frames you get more signals and more entry and all that stuff, but it's the same. Yeah. Now, basically, what you can do is, since the stock is already in uptrend, and if it on any correction, if it comes down to this particular zone, okay, normally what I've seen, and this is my experience, and you can try it yourself, with working out on charts, that normally this particular zone acts as a very strong support zone. Okay, so whenever the market comes into this particular zone, okay, it normally gives you a very very strong support. Okay, and if you want to enter in an existing uptrend or in an existing downtrend, you can use this particular zone to create a fresh positions. Okay, you can use this particular zone to create a fresh position. So like Nifty in this case, you know it was already bullish, came down in this particular zone. You can create new positions there, and you can remain in the stock till it is in uptrend. Okay, similarly again Nifty, from here 11,000 odd levels, it came down to 10,000 something. And you see here, um, RSI also uh, retested the same zone, which is between 51 and 49. Okay, it retested the same zone, and from there again it bounced. Okay, it retested again, and it bounced, and finally last year it broke down this. Obviously we saw this, there was a huge fall, which was there. So when you are again in this case, it moved up slightly, came down in this zone, and then again moved up. So when you are trading a stock which is in existing trend, okay, and then sometimes we get that confusion where to enter the stock. um, you can use the RSI like this to find the decent support levels, and you can existing you can enter that stock accordingly. Similarly, and like I said, it doesn't depend upon the uh, time frame. This is the hourly chart of Nifty. Uh, Nifty fell down, came to the support, again bounced from here, came down again. It is currently in that zone until it breaches the zone. From an hourly time frame, from swing trade perspective, you should be fine. Okay, so this is again. If you see here, okay, let me just remove these lines. What is this nonsense? Okay. So if you see here, a lot of times the stock uh, retested this zone, okay, where you can enter fresh, in an existing trend. Okay, if I use a 5-minute chart, probably so it moved up, came down, retested the zone, and bounced. You saw that bounce from here, okay, and then it was trading in that particular zone, came down near that particular zone, and from there again you saw that bounce. And similarly, on a downtrend, uh, there is a 5-minute chart of Nifty. On a downtrend, once the RSI broken down below 49 levels, it came up. The market also showed some bounce, and it retested the zone and fell again. Okay, so that's just yet another way to to enter the stock or a trade in a existing. This is a 200 period RSI. I've changed the setting to 200 period. Yeah. Um, Similarly, again, the stock is already in the downtrend. RSI is retesting its zone, and it is creating a fresh resistance. From there, you can enter the stock for a short trade. Okay, came up, retested the zone again, and again fell. Okay. Um, Now again, yesterday it had a good bounce, but it is again retesting its zone. So probably until it is breaching this particular levels in an intraday chart. This is a 5-minute chart. Okay, in an intraday chart, there's always you know there could always be a concern that it may fall again. So this is one of the ways you can enter a particular stock, or index, or anything for that matter, using the existing trend. So if you see Julian Foodworks, please be on mute. I've done it. Okay. So if you see this is a chart of Jubilant Foodwork. Again, the RSI broke down. This is a 5-minute intraday chart. Okay. And again, repeating myself, n number of times, that it does not depend on the time frame. It is up to you. If you're an intraday trader, you are using a 5-minute chart. You can use, you know, RSI like this for intraday. If you're a swing trader wherein you are using a 1 hour chart to do your analysis, you can use the same on that as well. So this is a 5-minute chart of Julian Foodworks. RSI broke down, came up, took the resistance. Again, market fell. Again, it came up. You know, RSI was in this particular zone. Again, the market, again this particular stock fell. Again, it retested the zone. So what you're doing here is you know the trend is down. Okay, the stock, the trend is down. Why that is because RSI is below 49. 200-day RSI is below 49. So basically you are aware that market is in downtrend, or this particular stock is in downtrend, and you want to create existing short positions. Okay, and this will help you. This tool can help you in doing that. Okay, so whenever the RSI is touching, or coming near this 49 levels, that it may give you some kind of resistance, and from there you can create your short positions in an existing trend of the market or that particular stock. Yeah. So uh, okay, this is again the stock which I put it on. So like this, again, the stock was already in uptrend. You wanted to create a fresh position. This is a daily chart now. Stock entered the zone. RSI entered the zone. You could have created in long positions here. Again, it entered the zone. You could have again added your positions. Again, it entered the zone. You could have again added your positions. So by this, you can actually remain in the trend of the general trend of the stock, and can add your positions. Some people, they have that kind of strategy, right? You buy, suppose I'm talking about trading because I'm basically a trader. Uh, so suppose I bought one lot of Nifty futures. Okay, whatever analysis I'm doing, I bought one lot of Nifty futures. Now again, I wanted to, in some bit of correction, I want to add positions. Now I don't know, or RSI can help you in doing that. Once Nifty futures comes down near that, near that zone, you can add your positions there. Okay, and from there again wait for the trend to end. So this is just one of the ways which you can use this particular tool uh, in a probably a better way, I can say. RSI, in a when you are using it a normal way, it creates a lot of noise. Uh, by changing the time frame, you can it will help you in mm, in stopping those noise and whipsaws. Yeah. It's not a rocket science, and it's not something which is like a proprietary thing to me. I was just playing around with this and found few things. You can also play around with this tool or any other tool for that matter, and you can find something different as such. Yeah. Okay. I hope you understood this. Again, any questions, you can put it on the group. Isn't MACD better? How about 65 period? Any experience? So I have not used the 65 period, but you can use it. It depends upon so when you are using a longer time frame, it's like moving average, okay, and it is a moving average itself. So when you are using a higher moving average, you get less noise but less entry points as well. Yeah. If you change it to a lower time frame, maybe 65 period or maybe 50 or maybe 21 period, you will just get more, what do you say, entries and exits. That's it. Okay. uh 65, let's see, I'll just take your example 65. Okay. Basically it will give you more whipsaws and more different entry points. Here was an entry point. Again, there's a lot of noise which gets created as and when you lower the time frame. That is the only reason I use 2200. But again, it depends upon you. Okay. The way you want to use it. It's like 7 day, comparing between a 721 period moving average to a 200 period moving average. So it's the same way. Isn't MACD better? I'm not sure, to be honest. I can't compare it, but there are a lot of tools. Although MACD, I've used it in the past as well. Uh, yeah, you can play around with MACD as well. But then could be a topic from other time for some other day. I can show you something interesting on MACD as well. Um, but then yes, you know there's just a second session of many to come. Going forward, I'll be covering a lot of topics, maybe Fibonacci. Someday I'll cover gun, someday I'll cover Elliott waves, maybe open interest, maybe so uh, going forward, we will discuss certainly about MACD as well, maybe some other tool as well, maybe Bollinger Band, Kelter Channel. I'll try to explain how we can use it better. um, do I use personally MACD? I don't. I normally focus on price action only. But then, yeah, this is what you can use it going forward. Yeah. Okay. I hope it is clear as to what I'm doing. Any questions? Like I said, you can WhatsApp me. I'll give you the number later. Most of you are already aware of it because I've been part of one of your groups. But then. If you have any questions, you can put it around there as well. Okay, so now coming to, straight away jumping to the next bit. You know what, I'll just, enhance this further, and to find out entry points as well. uh, it's just, like I said, most people use it, don't use it as standalone tool. They use it with some other, way, with either MACD, with either moving averages, with other pivot points, with either, some other Bollinger Bands as well. But you know I'll show you a way to use it as a standalone indicator as well. You don't have to use any other thing apart from RSI, and the price action, of course, is the most important thing. Yeah. Now, when you're using RSI 200-day period moving average, you can also easily find support and resistance, not only of the price action but also, RSI as well. Okay. So of course, everybody is aware that this is a particular resistance. You know this is, a support. There's normally, people use horizontal support and resistance, and then in the last week's uh, webinar, I talked about, what do you say, uh, trend lines. So, and then more, I think we discussed around 50 odd stocks in the last webinar, and I think all of them did exactly what, we discussed during that webinar. So it was quite interesting. Anyways, but so apart from that, you can also put a resistance or a support on the RSI itself. Okay. And when you see a breakout of this support and resistance on RSI as such, it gives you some kind of direction, or some kind of entry point. So if you see here, RSI was creating some bit of resistance. Stock price also was trading, or creating some bit of resistance here. And then if I just put you know a horizontal line as such, a resistance line, and break out of this resistance here, okay, gave me some indication that yes, now the stock is ready to, move, or do well going forward as well. Yeah. And again, it you can do the same in terms of support as well. And RSI, when you're using this as a 200 period moving average, it does work pretty well. It gives you a decent support and resistance, wherein RSI itself retested. Okay. RSI itself respect those support and resistance. Price action तो अपना सब जानते ही हैं कि ना, whenever we put support and resistance on the price chart, it does respect those levels. But a longer period RSI, okay, maybe 200, maybe 144, maybe 89 as well. A longer period RSI also kind of gives some kind of respect to its own support and resistance. Okay. And of course, you can use it like that. So this was a resistance from where, RSI came down, and once it broke out, it gave a decent movement on the upside. See Nifty. So if I have to mark, a support and resistance for Nifty as such, okay. So maybe as of now it's the resistance. This was the resistance. So basically, uh, if you get this breakout, um, obviously, RSI is already about 200-day, sorry, above 51. It is a bullish trend. Market has gone sideways. Uh, the breakout has happened here in terms of price, and it gives you additional benefit. If RSI also breaks out, it gives you the confirmation that yes, the market is ready to move up. So that yet another way to use RSI, in terms of support and resistance. Basically, this is where the RSI took some support. It moved up, and finally, when the support broke, RSI also, sorry, market also came down. So you can mark the support and resistance, and whenever they're breaking out or breakdown is happening, you can take the trade accordingly. um, Again, basically it's a price action which we should look for in terms of support and resistance. But if you're seeing something on RSI, some kind of support, if the RSI is retesting its support. So suppose this is a support level. Okay, RSI is coming down near the support, it is not broken down as of now. Okay, so you can be rest assured that you know the market is still in, the trend is still intact. Okay, its recent support level of RSI is not broken yet, so you can say that the trend is still intact. Basically, if you get a breakdown of this support zones, some bit of weakness may come, but then again, RSI should take a support in this particular range. Okay, in this particular zone. So that is one more way you can use RSI when you're doing it on a lower time frame. Um, there's so many whipsaws, so many then there's so many support and resistance gets created. It becomes difficult. It's just that on a 200 period, these whipsaws are not there. Uh, so that's something which is you know important here. Yeah. But basically, you should be using to find it in two ways. One is to find whether the stock is in uptrend or downtrend. Second thing is you can use it to enter the fresh long or fresh short, depending upon the retest of RSI into that particular zone. Yeah. So that's how you should be using it. Support and resistance, yes, of RSI, it does help, but then you can try it yourself and see. Yeah. So basically, it was a support and breakdown of support brought some weakness in the market. It's just the price action is, it depends upon the price action. So price breaks down, RSI will also most definitely break down. So there's no rocket science to it. Okay. Uh, Now, hope. Okay, I'll just go through questions if there are any. How to access your, okay, RSI 200 is best, or do we check for lower? See, like I said again, there is nothing best or worse as such. Okay, it depends upon the way you want to use it. uh, this is my personal opinion that the higher the time frame, the lower the noise is. Okay, that's the only reason. You can use 89, you can use 55 as well. These are Fibonacci numbers, so I do like Fibonacci numbers a lot. So you can use them as well. It gives you a similar way, but again, it creates more noise. That's it. Apart from that, there is no challenge. Okay. Apart from that, there is absolutely no challenge. In 500 minutes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You can use it in 1 minute chart for intraday. For if you see, I'm sure you must be using technical analysis, okay, for trading or for investing or for whatever reasons, because otherwise you won't be here. You are already aware about technical analysis, and you are already using some bit of it, in your own method. So if you're an intraday trader, okay, if you're an intraday trader and you want to use, um, if you are already using a 5 minute chart, RSI works the same. If it is coming below 55, 49 zones, it is bearish. And then only thing which you should, now that the existing trend of the stock, what you should do is you should only look for entries. It could be be something to do with your breakout breakdown. It could be something to do with your pivot points. It could be something to do with your Bollinger Bands or Kilter channel or whatever you use. Okay, or it could be something wherein RSI retesting its previous zones and retesting its important resistance zones, and there you take the fresh entry. Okay, and now in this particular case, okay, and this is an interesting one. In this particular case, uh, RSI was coming down. Okay, price was also coming down. Now this was a clear cut, resistance in terms of price action. Sorry, in terms of RSI. Uh, Again, your entry could be somewhere here. Okay, if you see, if you look at uh, the resistance from a price action perspective, okay, it was coming around. You know this particular around 15 or whatever time frame it is. But RSI, if you see, broke out at these levels, not here. Okay, sorry. When RSI, when you're looking at a support and resistance from a RSI perspective, you could have taken the entry, before the actual price action, happened. Okay, so that's just another way, to look at this in terms of support and resistance. Again, this was a resistance which got created. It came down, retested its previous support levels. Again, the breakout happened. You could have taken the entry here and exited around when the RSI entered the its important zone. 200 with 51 and 49 as the zone. Okay. Uh, what about 200 with 70 and 30? Honestly, if you look at it now, you will understand why it can't be used. If I put it as 70 and 30, okay, there is no zone. It will always be in the zone. Okay, because RSI, when you are looking at a 200-day RSI, it normally does not go below 40 level or does not go below 60, above 60 level. Normally, there could be exceptions, but then normally it won't, cross this zone at all. So that's why I don't use it, or you can't use it. Yeah, 50 and 49. All right. So I hope you understood, and I did answer all your queries. If there are any more questions, you can put it there. Otherwise, I'll make it a bit more interesting. Okay. All right. Now, okay. So this now what I'm going to tell you now is available only on TradingView. You can't use it on, as of now, that feature is not there in normal brokers platform. But yeah, so let's see if you are. Now there's one more way of using RSI, probably a multi-time frame RSI on the same chart. Okay, a multi-time frame RSI on the same chart. And TradingView gives you that option. I have not seen it in any other brokers platform, but yes, probably in a tools like Spider or any other tools, or softwares could be there. So I'm not sure. I'm not aware of that. But yes, it is there on TradingView. So I just giving that information. So I've already added a 200-day RSI. Sorry, what is this? I've already added 200-day RSI. Now, this basically, you can use it again for all time frames as such. But what I'll do now is, sorry, I'll add one more RSI. Okay. And what I'll do is, and I'll give you an example for intraday, and then probably we can talk about, more of a daily chart as well, because I have to change few settings. So I'll talk mostly about intraday. You can use the same thing on daily time frame as well. So what I'm doing here is I'm just changing it. Same thing, 51, 9, and I'll do 200. So both the RSIs are the same as of now. Okay. What I'll do now is, let's say you are an intraday trader, okay, uh, and you want to use it a bit more effectively. Okay. What I'll do now is, on the same chart, I will. Uh, so there is an option called indicator time frame. Okay. In Trading View, I have not seen it in another platform. That's why I'm saying this option is there in Trading View. So instead of, so as of now, what it is showing is, it is showing a 5, because I'm selecting a 5-minute chart. Okay, this indicator is showing you a 5-minute RSI, 5-minute period RSI. As of now, if I change it to 1 minute, okay, so the above one is same settings. Only thing is, it is a 5-minute period, and the second one is 1-minute period. Okay, with the same setting, it is 1 minute. Okay, and this is same as chart. Say chart is 5 minutes, so it will be same as chart. So I hope you uh, understood this. If you have any question, you can put it on the WhatsApp. Sorry, on this platform here. Now, again, this will help you in getting onto the in terms of entry and exit and all such cases. Okay, so now you're already aware that Nifty is in downtrend. Okay, and you want to trade. So the way you can use RSI 1 minute is, whenever it is coming below the bearish zone, you can short it. Okay, and because your primary indicator, which is a 5-minute RSI, it's already down. Okay, it's already below 200, sorry, 49 levels. Okay, so it's in downtrend. Okay, this 1 minute is only for giving you entries and entry signal as such, or exit as such. Okay, so this I've added 1 minute period. Okay, you will get an entry when stock retest this particular zone and then comes down again. So you can short it here, you can short it here. Okay, you can short it here. So this is just a multi time frame usage of RSI. Okay, there is no rocket science to it. Okay, there's not something that uh, I have discovered or invented. It's just that I was playing around, so I just found it. This could be useful. You can use a 15-minute period. Okay, here. So although the chart is uh, this particular chart is a 5-minute chart. This particular RSI is a 15-period RSI. This particular RSI is a 21. Sorry, 1-minute RSI. Okay, and this feature is available on TradingView. It's not there on any other broker platform. So that's the case. Okay, so whenever you already know that the trend is down, okay, and you want to take an entry in a particular stock, then you can use this 1 minute to take that particular entry. Similarly, Bank Nifty, and then it works on all the time frames. All the Hindustan Unilever, yesterday it moved up. So if you see here, Hindustan Unilever yesterday, it was never in a downtrend. Okay, and yesterday it retested its zone on a 15-minute chart, and from there it bounced. Um, Again, when you already are aware that the stock is in uptrend, you can use this 1 minute to gain the entry. Avoid these signals wherein market is already in uptrend. So ideally you should be avoiding this. So this is how you can use in terms of multi time frame as well. You can use 2 3 different types of RSIs in different time frame, and do your analysis as well. So again, there's just something which you can do, play around, try it yourself, see if it works. It's just the idea which I've given. You can change or do your own make your own settings and think about using this in a different way. Yeah. Uh, Please repeat. Okay. So I'll just give you. So what I've done is, okay, suppose I'm an intraday trader. Um, I just add RSI here. Okay. Now this is a 5 minute chart. Okay, and mostly intraday trader uses either 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minute chart. So this is a 5 minute chart. I change the setting to 200. Okay, and from here I'll go to 51 and 49. So this is a normal chart setting which I've added. Okay, again I'll add one more RSI, and you can add in the free version of TradingView. You can add three indicators. So you can add three RSIs if you want to do granular. You know, 51, 49, and this is 200. Okay. But on this case, so this is a 5 minute period. This is a 5 minute chart. But here I'll just make one more change. Instead of same as chart, I'll do 1 minute. Okay, and that's it. Nothing much. So whenever the RSI is, if your higher period RSI is already in uptrend, with the lower period RSI, which is a 1 minute RSI, you can gain the entry. So whenever the stock is retesting its zone, you can take the entry in this particular stock. So that's how you can use it. Just another way. Yeah. Hope it is clear to you. Um, Now, if I have to do, if I have to make it a bit more interesting, probably, again, something which you can do on a trading view. I've not seen it on any other platform. But what you can do is you can add one more indicator on this RSI itself. So add indicator. So let's say I add smooth moving average. Okay, you can add EMA, SMA, or whatever you want. Okay. Now, again, this you can change the time frame. It's a 7 period. You can use 21 or 55 or 200, whatever it is. So basically, again, it gives you some kind of indication as to where to enter and exit. Okay. What I've done is, on a 200-day RSI, I've added a 21 period moving average. You can add 55 as well, which I normally prefer. You should add 55 on this. And again, it will, even the stock, even if the RSI is in uptrend. Okay, if you see, the RSI is already above 40 51 zones. RSI is above that, but still, this move, it has come down below the moving average. Okay, it has come down, retested the moving average, and it is coming down. So that itself can give you some indication that you can either book profit or go short, whatever you want to do as such. Yeah. So this is again, until it is trading, till the RSI is trading above, 21 period or a 55 period moving average. Okay, you can remain in the stock. If you're an intraday trader, start using 21. So it will help you in, what do you say? No, no, no. What do you call it? Trailing the stop losses, or trailing, or remaining in the trend for a to gain bigger moves. Yeah. So you got your entry. Okay. Whatever criteria it was, suppose you got the entry here. Okay. Uh, you you got the entry. For example, there was a resistance which was in place. Stock broker of the resistance. RSI was also in uptrend. Um, you got the entry here. You entered the stock here, and you can remain in the trend till it is trading above this moving average. Till the RSI is trading above the moving average, you can remain in the trend, and it goes for all the time frame. Okay, same thing for all time frame. Okay. um, so So here, if you see, even though the stock in this case did not, cross the bearish zone, but it give you this moving average gave you an early indication. This moving average gave you some bit of early indication that it may cross, and the trend has started. So instead of going long here in this case, when Nifty crossed the 51 period, okay, instead of going long there, you could have gone long, when it crossed above the moving average itself. And again, you can play around with moving average, the higher the better. Okay. But yeah, so if like I said, I normally use 55. So in this case, you could have got the entry here, and you can still remain in the trend, because if you see here, Nifty has still not breached its 55-day moving average when it comes to RSI chart. Okay, when it comes to RSI, if you see here, it gave you early indication that something may happen. Okay, when RSI crossed below the moving average, the 55-day period moving average, it retested its zone. If I make it a bit more clear, okay, it retested its zone, came down, and market also came down. And once it entered the bearish zone, and there was no stopping at all. Okay, and here you got some early indication that the trend is going to change, and you can you know remain invested, and you could enter the stock. If you see here, uh, RSI exactly took the support of this moving average. Okay, so RSI exactly took the support of this moving average, and market also uh, gave you some bit of bounce from there. So again, subject to your how you want to use it. You can play around with this. You can use a short period moving average as well, wherein you'll get entries and exits pretty soon. But then it's mostly you can use it for trading if you are swing trader. Um, as soon as the RSI crosses above, the moving average, 7 period moving average, you can enter the long position, you can exit once it breaks down. So again, subject to how you want to use it. Uh, Longer the moving average, better, less entries and less noise it will create. Lesser the moving average, more entries and more noise it will create. That's it. Okay, so that's yet another way you can use moving average. You can use RSI. Again, you can use, instead of SMMA, which I normally prefer, you can use EMA, exponential moving average as well. कहाँ गया? अच्छा, वो ऊपर चला गया. 1 second. Sorry. You can use exponential moving average or any other moving average for that matter. You can change the settings accordingly. So if you see here, although market is in a uptrend as such, but some bit of जैसे बोलते हैं ना, when you look at this particular RSI, it gives you that indication that it is losing some strength. RSI is losing some strength. So that is yet another way to use it. Uh, Again, play around with it. Play around with this tool. See what fits your needs, and whether it is 7-day period, whether it is 21, whether it's 55, whether it is 89. Uh, so many of them, right? So uh, let yeah, Shaman, you can stop the video. Umesh, Manoj, you all sharing the videos. Okay. So let us add, if you want to play around, a bit more. Let us add, add indicator. Let us add Bollinger Band. Okay. So what I've done is I've added Bollinger Band. Okay, on RSI itself. And I'll just change the setting for Bollinger Band. again, you can play around with this. A standard deviation, instead of 2, I'll put 1. Standard deviation, the only setting which I change is length 21, since it's a Fibonacci number, and standard deviation from 2 to 1. Okay. Now again, it's if you are aware about Bollinger Bands, you should be aware how it works. But then it will just show you, if it is not visible properly, I'll sorry. Sorry, by mistake I deleted it. 1 second. There. Okay, so I added Bollinger Band on RSI. Okay, and sure, you must be aware as to how Bollinger Band works. I changed the settings because when you are putting a 2, and then you can use the Bollinger Band, like this as well. I'll just use Bollinger Band on the chart as well. Okay, normally people use Bollinger Band with a normal setting, and all these bands will give you support and resistance. That's how normally people use them. Okay. If you do it, if you just make it a standard deviation 1, probably it will help you in riding the existing trend. Okay, whenever there is a breakdown, okay, of the Bollinger Band itself, it doesn't give you any support and resistance as such, Bollinger Band. But if the price is trading below the Bollinger Band in this style, okay, then you can remain in the stock, or you can keep trailing the stop losses, or the way you trade. Similarly, RSI also, if it is trading below the Bollinger Band, you can remain in the trend. As soon as it breaks out of this particular Bollinger Band, you can enter the trade and remain in the stock for going forward. So basically, what I've done is, by using or using Bollinger Band or the moving average, is basically, when you are just using RSI 200 with this particular zone, if you want to enter the, suppose yesterday's movement, what happened in Nifty. Okay, so you could have not got the entry here. Okay, because the RSI never crossed above 51, so it never came to a bullish zone. But when you put a Bollinger Band, you can still ride or still get some entries, wherein if the RSI is crossing the Bollinger Band and trading above it, you can go long on Nifty, unless it is the price is closing below the Bollinger Band. Yeah, SMA and EMA both are different moving average, right? So it's like if you are using a short period. So if you are a swing trader, uh, so I'll tell you the difference what it is showing. So if you are a swing trader, okay, if you are putting suppose a 7-day moving average or 21-day moving average, uh, you will get a short-term trend of the market. If you are putting a higher time frame moving average, it will give you a longer term view. Okay, so that's the only difference. You can use it either way. Okay. Okay. So this is you can add Kelter channel as well if you want. You can add Bollinger Band. Just play around with this. Okay. Hopefully you will find something which suits you, fits you, in a way which will help you in your existing setups. This is what I'm showing you here is a is you something which you can use as a additional to your own strategies. Okay, something which gives you some bit of cushion, some bit of information, okay, to your existing trading setups or strategies, whatever you are following. Okay, so I think these the way we are doing this is like this. Yeah. Again, if you have any questions, going forward as well, you can message me. Put you can WhatsApp me. Um, I'll add you to a broadcast group as well if you want. But whenever whenever I'm posting any chart, you will get that. If you want, uh, for you to get added in the broadcast group, you can, ping me on WhatsApp uh, as well. I'm sure most of you are already having my number, but if you don't have, I'll put it here: 8073198628. Uh, so if you have any questions, you can WhatsApp me on this particular topic or any other topic as such. And if you want, I can add you to the broadcast group. You can, going forward, you'll start receiving some messages whenever I post charts or whenever I see some opportunity in the market. I'll let you know about it. So because there are so many groups, sometimes I do miss posting some things on every group. There's so many different groups which I'm part of. I normally post everything on my personal WhatsApp group, but then I'll start giving it on broadcast as well if you want. Yeah. uh, so like I said, you can add any other indicator as such, like filter channel as well. uh, Again, similar to, okay, let's change the setting because it's uh, no, something is not correct. Okay, ATR length is there. Sorry, this should be low. Yeah. Mm, something is not. I'm not doing correctly. Okay. Anyways, you get the point, right? So basically, you can add any other indicator as such, any other moving average, SMA, EMA, simple moving average, Bollinger Band. Create your own style. Create your own strategy. Um, and basically it's just an added advantage to your own trading style. um, I do have, I do run a learn and earn program as well, wherein, I'm live from 9 to 12 on a conference like this with a few participants, and we take the trade, we learn strategies, and basically we learn as well as earn during the live market hours from 9 to 12. So that is another, yet another program which we have. Uh, these uh, these webinar, I'll keep on doing going forward as well. Um, you know, maybe next time I'll pick up Fibonacci tool as a topic. You know, and then going forward maybe something else. If you have any topic which you want to learn, you can message me, and accordingly we can have those sessions for that as well. Learn and earn program is basically for intraday. We discuss about intraday, and since everybody is live, I share my screen, so they, you know I tell them as to when to buy, when to sell, and we trade on futures and options. So that is yet another program which we have. Um, but then this is all what I wanted to share in terms of RSI. Do let me know if you find something useful out of this session. Do let me know if you have your own way of using RSI, which probably I'm not aware. Do share your knowledge as well. Uh, Otherwise, basic way of using RSI, yes, I'll share the recording. I'll put it on the YouTube. I'll share the link as well on WhatsApp. Um, do share something which is coming to your mind after playing around with this tool. If you find something interesting, do let me know, just to enhance. I'll get some new information out of this. If you know any other way of using RSI, you can share that as well. you know, and then we can discuss on that as well. Um, so I think that's it. That's about it. My name is Sid. You can follow me on WhatsApp. You can follow me on TradingView as well. Uh, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, please feel free to ask. I'm busy during the market hours. Post market hours, I do respond to all the questions which I get. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of charts which I post on TradingView. You can use them, trade on them, and gain some knowledge. I will talk about this particular tool, Pitchfork tool, as well going forward in one of the sessions. So this is pretty interesting tool which I use. um, what happened to IDBI? And then okay, it moved up, fell exactly from resistance. Okay, and then do use this if you're not there in TradingView. Okay, this is a fantastic tool. uh, you should be using it. There are a lot of people who post a lot of these charts and different ideas, okay, which you can use for your own benefit. Okay, these are all free. Okay, a lot of people see this particular chart, like somebody has shared. Okay, somebody has shared on PVR. Somebody is, this is me only. But yeah, so this is a very nice tool. Okay, good trading platform, good forum wherein you can share knowledge, you can gain knowledge, you can discuss about these things, you can chat as well. um, and it's free of cost. Okay, I have not taken any premium plans, but they do offer some premium plans. So just for information, I'm sure most of you are already aware about it, but just as an FYI. Yeah. All right, I hope this session was useful. Okay, I hope this session was useful. I hope whatever time you have invested in the session was worth. Okay, and hopefully uh, you will find you will use this RSI as a tool in your own way. Do play around. Not only with the RSI, you can play around with any other tool as well. Do try to play around. I normally in a day, around I watch around 60 to 70 charts for my analysis every day, and this been a habit. So I do play around with a lot of things. So that's how I keep on enhancing my knowledge about it. So you can do the same. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining in and listening to me very patiently. I will share the YouTube link, and you can ping me on WhatsApp, and I'll add you to the broadcast group as well. All right then. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks very much. Bye bye.